Hey gamers, as you can tell by the placement of my microphone, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, so my Mega Man skills are not up to polish. Because of this, we're gonna have to sympathize with the noobs for once and go over the easiest Mega Man level from every Mega Man game 1 through 11. But don't get used to it, you dang noobs. Before we get into things, I just want to let you guys know that I am a professional Mega Man player, so every level is easy to me, which means I'm probably going to have trouble on a few of these entries on account of my epic Mega Man skills. Boss fights or the in-stage bosses are not going to be considered in this, by the way, because these are the easiest levels and not the easiest boss fights. I really shouldn't have to say that, but I know you guys in the comment sections are literally stupid, so also I'm not going to be counting the refight stages because I feel like those are always really easy and I don't want this video to be repetitive, but without further ado, let's get started. Mega Man 1 is an amazing game that lots of people falsely claim is the hardest Mega Man game of all time. I actually think this is one of the easier Mega Man games, at least once you get the hang of it, but some levels are certainly harder than others. Bomb Man's level is really easy and straightforward, with only a couple of obstacles that actually cause any trouble. I have heard that some people hate these bombs that jump out of the holes, but they usually show up in a pattern that's really easy to dodge. There's also that stupid spike area where you can die very easily, but if you just tread carefully, you'll probably be fine. I'd say Wily 3 is surprisingly easy, but I guess if you don't know to save those guts bricks until the end of the boss fight, you may end up having a bad time. But I did say the boss fight doesn't count, so Wily 3 is definitely really easy. But regardless of all that, I think we all know that Cut Man has the easiest stage in the entire game, and maybe of all time. This is of course because rock beats scissors, which naturally gives us a major advantage. This stage is just the perfect starting stage for a Mega Man game, and I always enjoy flying through it whenever I start up Mega Man 1. So congratulations, Cut Man stage, you're the easiest stage in Mega Man 1. Mega Man 2 is known for being the easiest game in the entire franchise, and this may be true when you play on normal mode, but playing on difficult is a different story. But not too different, because all the Mega Man games are actually pretty easy. Flash Man stage is always my go-to first pick, not only because the stage is easy, but also because that's what the speedrunners do, and I think they're pretty good at Mega Man, so I thought I'd steal their idea. Flash Man stage is definitely one of the easiest stages in all of Mega Man, with a pretty straightforward path from start to finish, but despite that, I don't think this is the easiest level in Mega Man 7. That honor would have to go to Wily 3 due to it being only a hallway and a spike fall. The short hallway with all the ugly fish is the easiest thing ever invented, and I've never once died to the spike fall in my entire life, so if you die here, you are literally a noob. Even the boss fight at the end has got to be one of the easiest boss fights of all time, especially for a Wily castle, which means the easiest stage for Mega Man 2 has got to be Wily 3. But I guess Capcom was probably trying to give the players a break before Wily 4, which is very understandable because Wily 4 is horrible. That stage is hard, it sucks, I hate it. It's just stupid. It's stupid, it's a bad stage. Mega Man 3 is home to some of the hardest stages in the entire franchise, so we're going to have to search real hard to find an easy one. The Wily stages are not too difficult in this game due to all the difficulty being saturated in the Doc Robot stages, but I still wouldn't consider any of the Wily stages to be easy. Snake Man stage is fairly easy up until the very end with all those stupid cloud platforms, and Magnet Man stage would be easy if it wasn't for all those darn magnets. This really only leaves Top Man stage, whose only challenge is being forced to battle Garfield a couple of times, but that turns out not to be too big of a challenge at all, which is why Top Man stage is the easiest level for Mega Man 3. Also, I know there's those weird top platform things at the end, but those are really easy. There's no way you die there. I mean, if you comment saying you've died there, either you are lying or you're the worst Mega Man player to ever live. I mean, you can't die there. Try it. Try dying there next time you play Mega Man 3. It won't work. It's impossible. Mega Man 4 was the first Mega Man game to have two separate castles, which you would think would mean there's a higher chance of having easier levels, but it turns out these castle stages were made to be difficult. Dive Man stage is fairly easy, but it's littered with stupid spikes, which is the same problem that Bright Man stage has as well. Dust Man stage would be the easiest if it wasn't for that section that always squishes me, and Drill Man stage just freaks me out too much for me to call it easy. Maybe that's a psychological thing, but that still plays a factor, so Drill Man stage is not easy easy, guys. I don't want to hear any arguments about that one. For me, the easiest stage in Mega Man 4 is between Pharaoh Man and Skull Man stage. Both of these stages are incredibly easy, and I always go to one of these guys first, but I guess since I have to choose the easiest, I'm gonna go with Skull Man stage. Skull Man stage is also a bit more fun to me than Pharaoh Man stage, and I think the design is super cool, but on top of that, the beginning of Pharaoh Man stage can be annoying, I guess. And the spike section is easy to have an accident on, but Pharaoh Man stage is a really close second. Skull Man stage's only obstacles are enemies and pits that are very easy to jump over, so the easiest stage in Mega Man 4 has got to go to Skull Man's humble abode. Mega Man 5 is a game that's so easy I could probably beat it with my eyes closed, which means that choosing the easiest could prove to be difficult, because there's so many options. Star Man stage is laughably easy, but there is one specific spike that always is out to get me, so I'm not picking Star Man stage, I'll tell you that. Gyro Man and Charge Man stages are both fairly easy, but Gyro Man still at least provides some sort of a challenge, and I just hate Charge Man. I think the easiest stage in Mega Man 5 is definitely Gravity Man stage. This was one of the first stages I ever beat as a 2-year-old, and that would not be possible without it being the easiest stage in the game, so yeah, Gravity Man stage is definitely the easiest stage for Mega Man 5. And if you disagree, that means that my 2-year-old self was better at Mega Man than you. That's right, my 2-year-old self, better at Mega Man than you. But I mean, I guess what else is new? This is the comment section after all. Much like Mega Man 5, every single level in Mega Man 6 is extremely easy to the point where the only challenge is not dying of boredom. Except for Plant Man stage, that level sucks. Blizzard Man stage is a really chill experience that's only hard if you go for the optional sub-pixel strat at the very end, which I don't think counts. Tomahawk Man stage is also really easy as long as you keep an eye on your health, and Night Man stage is so easy it feels more like a playground than a challenging level from a platforming video game. But despite those stages, I think it comes down to either Flame Man or Yamato Man stage. Also, I know you're supposed to say it Yamato Man, but that's stupid. Why would I say it like that? I don't care if it's correct. That's a really stupid way to say Yamato. Yamato? Really? How about Yo Mama? The main gimmick of Flame Man stage is shooting these guys into the oil so that you can travel across safely, and while this is a fun gimmick, I don't think it's very difficult. Yamato Man stage doesn't really have a gimmick like that, but it's just super easy in general, which is why this choice is difficult. Way more difficult than actually playing any of these stages. I honestly don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure these were also the first 2 stages I beat as a 2-year-old in Mega Man 6, but as far as I'm aware, the one I beat first and the stage I think is the easiest in the entire game is Yamato Man stage. Not only is the design in this stage just cool, but all the enemies are well placed and there really aren't too many challenging areas before you get to Yamato Man, which turns out to be an easy boss fight. But I'm still not counting boss fights on this list like I said. I thought I would not have to say that again, but I guess I now do. Or at least I did. The NES games are all noob friendly now, which is great, but I hope you're not sick of this video yet because we still have the later Mega Man games to cover. Also, you get it? You get my joke? I said I hope you're not sick of this video yet, and I'm sick. Laugh. Laugh right now or else I'm gonna jump through the camera and sneeze on you and get you sick. Mega Man 7 is known for being on the more difficult side of the Mega Man spectrum, but I've always thought that Mega Man 7 specifically was one of the easier games. The Wily stages are certainly hard, so we won't be seeing much of those in this video, but I think the boss stages are some of the easiest in the entire series. Burst Man stage is incredibly easy, with the only challenge literally being to not get bored in those weird spike sections, just because if you rush you might end up killing yourself in Burst Man stage, which is just embarrassing really. Spring Man stage is also super easy and has a funhouse feel to it, which adds to the lack of difficulty. This may be an unpopular opinion, but what I actually think is the easiest stage for Mega Man 7 is Freeze Man stage. Everything about this stage is enjoyable, and all of the so-called challenges and obstacles are extremely fair and forgiving. Also, you can grab this ladder like this, and I just think that's really awesome, so Freeze Man stage wins the easiest stage for Mega Man 7 award. But I'm not paying for shipping, so... Mega Man 8 is a surprisingly easy game that everyone and their mom thinks I hate. Do I actually hate Mega Man 8? Well, I'm not telling you because at this point it's funnier not to, but as far as easy level goes, this game is chopped full of them. Frostman stage would be one of the easiest stages of all time if it wasn't for those cursed jump jump slide slide sections, and Clown Man stage is also fairly easy, but it has some hint of insanity to it that's very unsettling to me. I've heard some people claim that Tingu Man has the easiest stage, and his stage is certainly easy, but having to sit through an auto-scroller is a challenge in itself that's harder than a lot of the challenges from Mega Man 8. But as far as the easiest stage from this easy game goes, I have to hand it to Grenade Man stage. Some of the only challenge in this stage, other than fighting the mini-boss without barfing, are the various burning things these fake fire Mets cause, but if you want to hear me talk more about those guys, you should watch my best and worst Mets video. Because trust me, I have a lot to say about these stupid fake fire Mets. They are not Mets, they're not real Mets at least. If you think these are real Mets, you are stupid. End of story. I'm not discussing this again. Just get good. Get good. But anyway, back on topic, I'm giving the easiest level for Mega Man 8 title to Grenade Man stage. Great job, Grenade Man. I hope you're happy with that. Rockman and Forte is one of my favorite games ever made, but let's get to the point. There's only one easy stage in this game, and it's Cold Man stage. I don't want to hear any arguments about this in the comments. I am always right, you are always wrong. Let's continue the video. Mega Man 9, the classic revival of the 8-bit Mega Man games, has a similar difficulty level to the original NES entries, along with having a few stages that are clearly easier than the rest. Plug Man stage is one of the first to come to mind, but I guess the block puzzle section can be challenging if you're a huge noob or blind or something. Jewel Man stage is also certainly an easy one, but I've seen a lot of people in the comments say it's one of the harder stages, which is how I know I'm right about this being one of the easier stages. But the easiest stage for Mega Man 9 by far has got to be Galaxy Man stage. Not only is this a fun experience the whole way through, but there's pretty much nowhere you can die unless you just put your controller down or start pushing buttons randomly. This was the first stage I ever beat in Mega Man 9, and I always go to Galaxy Man first because his stage is by far the easiest level for Mega Man 9. Mega Man 10's easiest stage is Sheep Man's level. I was originally going to talk about the other stages like I have been doing for the other entries, but who am I kidding? We all know Sheep Man stage is the easiest level for Mega Man 10. Mega Man 11 at this point is one of the more underrated Mega Man games in the entire franchise, which is very depressing. I love Mega Man 11 and I wished more people talked about how great this game is, but I would be lying if I tried to say the levels were not too easy for the most part. There are a few challenging levels of course, but the ones that are easy are really easy. For example, Tundra Man stage is one of the ones I do first a lot just because I enjoy doing those stupid jumps in the wind, but I could easily beat this level while experiencing somnambulism. Acid Man and Fuse Man's levels are also fairly easy, but I can't necessarily tell you why. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm too good at Mega Man. But what I think is clearly the easiest stage in Mega Man 11 is Bounce Man's Bouncy Castle. I mean, this thing is literally a playground with bouncy balls and bouncy walls all over the dang place. I like this level a lot, but unless you just get hit by enemies over and over again, there's almost no way you can end up dying on this level without being a major noob, so I've got to say Bounce Man stage is the easiest level for Mega Man 11. Well, those are the easiest levels from every Mega Man game 1 through 11. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching, and I also hope you're finally able to beat a Mega Man level for once. You filthy noob.